Hello and welcome to the January 30th edition of the Bobby Hesley Show. Did you miss me, fam? I missed you. I'm fresh out of jail. I was in Zuck jail for the last 7 days since last Saturday. Big tech struck once again, and it hit your man, Bobby Hesley. Because I guess I violated community standards. It's funny how you get in trouble for things you don't know you're in trouble for. They never tell you how it is that you violated community standards so that you can avoid doing it next time, maybe. So how's everybody doing? Quite the stir that's happened in the last week, both personally, politically, and business-wise. A lot going on in this crazy country with the man we have in the White House right now. But I've missed you guys, and been doing lots of posts. I kind of miss the good old days of just writing posts rather than doing these live videos. I mean, nothing gets the reach of a live video, but when you do the posts, you're able to kind of get your thoughts out better, think more, get a lot more engagement. Was able to do a little bit of rolling around in the mud in the comments, which is not something I do a whole lot. Had a few trolls come on, and I thought I would interact and have a little bit of fun. So I got censored, guys. I got censored. And does anybody think that me getting thrown in Facebook jail is going to slow me down? Of course not. As a matter of fact, it only emboldens me. It only makes me want to do more of what I'm doing to get the truth out more and more. So was I discouraged? Was I angry at getting put in Facebook jail?
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no.
Does it intimidate me? Does it make me want to stop doing what I'm doing, getting locked up and getting zucked for the last 7 days?
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no.
But in all seriousness, guys, your man Bobby Hesley's not going anywhere. I just thought I'd have a bit of a coming home party today, a little get out of jail party. And believe it or not, guys, and I'm going to do a whole different show on this, okay? I'm going to do a whole different video on this. But this does not make me want to leave Facebook. Getting zucked, getting censored, getting put in Facebook jail, it doesn't make me want to leave Facebook. It really doesn't. For a couple of reasons. Some of the reasons are logistical. The fact is, there's other platforms out there. There's Gab. There was Parler. There's all these other platforms out there. And I'm sure that they'll be good one day. But guys, like I said, I don't like echo chambers. I want to reach people who don't think the way I do. And if I can't reach the people who don't think the way I do, then at least I can admonish them and make them feel really guilty and really crappy for not thinking the way I do. For example, Catholics who vote for Joe Biden. Chances are they're not going to go on Parler. They're not going to go on MeWe. They're not going to go on Gab and all these other alternative platforms. They're going to stick with big tech because they believe they're siding with the communists, right? They believe in censorship. They believe in abortion. A lot of them do. To them, abortion is, you can go to jail after voting for pro-abortion politicians. There's no issue with that. There's plenty of Catholics that are doing that. There's Catholic priests, bishops, and cardinals that are sympathetic to these abortion politicians that still give them Holy Communion, like Wilton Gregory. So people like them are not going to be on these echo chamber platforms. I want to either reach those people or be able to admonish those people. They all live on Facebook. They all live on YouTube. They live on big tech. They really do. But I also believe that as annoying as it can be at times to get censored and zucked and put in Facebook jail, I also believe that it's an honor. I think if you're a Christian, I think it's a badge of honor. I think you've been doing something wrong if you haven't been censored. I think you've been doing something wrong if you have not been put in Facebook jail. Now, I know that's counterintuitive because usually you think I get censored, I get put in jail when I do something wrong. No. When you're a Christian, when you're a Catholic Christian like myself, you're going to get put in jail and censored for doing things right. And there's a lot of Christians that would love to be martyrs, or they think they'd want to be martyrs. And chances are, living in the United States of America, your chances of being a martyr are slim to none, at least in our lifetimes. Now, the next generation, they might inherit an America that will cause them to be martyrs. They just might. They very well just might. But if you're not ready or willing to be a martyr, if you're not willing to die for Jesus, to lose your life for Jesus, then the next best thing would be for you to be what's called a confessor. A confessor. Okay? Because we actually have it a lot easier than our Christian ancestors do. I mean, we're complaining about getting put in Facebook jail. You ever been put in real, actual jail? Like your Christian ancestors have been? Like our Lord was on the night of his arrest and betrayal? There's Christians that have come before us, guys, that have been put in jail. They put in coliseums. They've had lions sicked on them. They've literally been jailed and martyred. We're blocked on a digital platform, and that just rocks our worlds when that happens to us. But the Christians that have come before us, they've gone to jail. Not Zuck jail, but like jail, where it goes clink behind you. But I think right now, us living in the times that we're living in, I think we have a great opportunity to be what's called a confessor. A confessor is the next best thing to being a martyr. There's categories of saints within the church, the way they're classified. Obviously, in the early church, the martyrs, they were the highest of the saints. They got the most veneration because they shed their blood for the faith, right? But the next best thing to being a martyr is pretty much everything else except death happens to you. And that's what's known as a confessor. I'll read a quick definition from the Catholic Encyclopedia. It says the word confessor is derived from the Latin word confitiere, which means to confess, to profess, having been first used by the early Christians. With them, it was a title of honor to designate those brave champions of the faith who had confessed Christ publicly in times of persecution and had been punished with imprisonment, torture, exile, or labor in the mines, remaining faithful in their confession until the end of their lives. The title thus distinguished them from martyrs, who were so called because they underwent death for the faith. Among the early Christian writers, Saint Cyprian is the first in whose work it occurs, wherein he says, the confessor indeed is illustrious and true, for whom the church does not afterward blush, but of whom she boasts. And he shows in the passage that suffering alone for the faith did not merit the title of confessor unless perseverance to the end had followed. Did you guys get that? Perseverance to the end. So I get it. A lot of you want to leave Facebook. A lot of you want to boycott Facebook. I get that. I'm not one of those people. It's not because I sympathize with big tech. It's not because I support big tech. But to me, it's kind of a form of quitting, in my opinion. In my opinion. Okay? It's not an insult to those who feel like they need to boycott Facebook. I get it. And there was quite a bit of controversy last Saturday about a post I made. I'm going to do a whole separate video on that, on whether or not boycotting is effective. Because Christians, we like to boycott lots of things. And there's two schools of thought as to whether or not that's an effective way to fight a battle. And I'm going to do a whole nother video on that. But like I said, I don't want to be on here too long, guys, because I've actually got some appointments that I have to get to. But you shouldn't get angry when you get censored, because it means you're doing something right. They say that you're getting shot at when you're flying over enemy territory, right? So that means you're flying over the target. It means you're doing something right in this day and age. And I'm going to end, because like I said, I just wanted to hop on and let you guys know that I'm still alive, that I'm free at last. I'm free at last. And who knows, it's probably not the last time it's going to happen. But I want you to count it a badge of honor the next time you get censored. And the next time you're tempted to complain, the next time you're tempted to be angry, bitter, or discouraged about getting censored, about getting persecuted, I want you to remember this video. It's a beautiful video about these Carmelite nuns who were martyred 232 years ago during the French Revolution. This was over 200 years ago, folks. And look at how bad they had it back then. We don't have it anywhere near bad to how these women had it. My question to you is this: if this were to come to you, would you sing joyfully? when your voice is being suppressed by the powers that be, when your voice is being censored and silenced, would you use that voice that's being censored and silenced to joyfully sing to God while your voice is literally being silenced like the voices of these women were? So I love you guys. It's good to be back. It's good to see you again. I'll see you on some upcoming shows, and I'm going to close out with this video that I hope makes an impact on you. And I hope it's a lesson to all of us of how to have courage for Christ. Take care. Are you man enough or woman enough to be censored for Christ, to have your voice silenced for Christ, like those women were 230 years ago? Now, what would you rather have? A week in Facebook jail or martyrdom at the guillotine just for loving Jesus? Because that's what they went through. I mean, who wants to have either? But if you had to choose, we're spoiled little brats compared to what other Christians have gone through. And matter of fact, compared to what other Christians are going through right now around the world, in China, in North Korea, certain parts of the Middle East. People are going through much worse than social media censorship. And I'm not saying social media censorship is right or justified. It's not. But that's what we sign up for. When we decide to be people of truth, when we decide to be people who want to stand on the side of what's right and what's good, this is what happens, folks. And you can either retreat and go to echo chamber platforms, or you can be on all of them. That's my thing. Why leave Facebook and YouTube when you can be on Facebook, YouTube, Gab, Parler? Be on all of them. And I get it. We shouldn't support big tech. That's your choice. But again, do you only want to reach those who have already been reached? Do you only want to preach to the choir? Or do you want to be able to interact with people who don't think the way you do? That's my question, and that's my challenge. Thanks for coming on, everybody. It's good to be back. I miss y'all. I love you all. You're going to be seeing my shows once or twice a week again like normal. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.